All right, we're up. So waiting for TV, and I sound like $1 million, but other than that, everything's good. Yeah, I saw where Brian Harson's weighing in on the Alabama thing, of all things.
What's he weighing in on?
He just said recruiting rankings should be investigated because Indiana's right now ranked 72nd, and Alabama's ranked second. So I don't know. He put a tweet out or something?
Yeah, him and Lane Kiffin need to get a room together.
Yeah. Hey, we got to talk about that. That can he just go away? Like, if Ole Miss fans have got to be like, dude, seriously.
I'm sure they wish he would. He was at the game up in the booth.
I know. But, I mean,
I didn't even. I'm asking,
dude. Yes,
okay.
Dude, you made the decision to go take a job, and now you're still. Did you hear my analysis of the ship this morning?
No.
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, I did.
Like the captain jumping off the ship, it's about to sink. He's swimming to shore, and then the people on there got it all fixed, and he's like, "Oh, hey, come get me."
On second thought,
can I come back? Like, no, traitor, you left and you took another job, so adios. Yeah, Harson. I like Harson chiming in on anything is irrelevant to me. I don't care if it's a bashing of Alabama or not. That guy is completely irrelevant. We should be getting close. Yeah, he was, but he was at the women's basketball game. Did his family was there, right?
I don't know.
I never saw him there. He actually reached out wanting to be in the booth, by the way, for a segment during the game, which I'm glad they said no about. I mean, talking about a clown show, man. So anyway, 20 seconds.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on this Friday afternoon. We are glad that you've joined us today, and it's Brett and Andy with you for the next hour. And our program brought to you by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Sensor Green for air that's cool or hot, warm, whatever, depending on what day it is in the state of Alabama. You may have to, in the morning, you may have the heat on. In the afternoon, you may have the air on. So, for all the air that's cool, clean, and efficient, call on Sensor Green, and we appreciate both of them so very much. Andy, good to see you here.
Good to see you. I don't do this a whole lot, but I'm getting used to this remote thing.
I mean, it's easy to get used to. I can tell you that. Obviously, topics abound. We can go in about any direction that you want to go in. Portal, man, that's number one. It opened today. And
stop the presses, Brett.
Yeah.
Stop the show. Preston Howard has entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, last night at like midnight. Now, I was up and I posted that, and I'm like, he would do something in the middle of the night, so it wouldn't be – not that everybody's not going to wake up and see it, but, yeah, not too devastated that one happened. I can tell you that.
No, I just it is what it's fine.
It's all right. He left. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody. I mean, the tight end position at Auburn has been kind of a mystery for a decade now. It seems like
yes.
For a while, but yeah, guys like that enter the portal, and you're just like, man, it's this is the world we live in now.
Right. And then you have a couple other guys that got in today. Tay Seymour, James Ash. I had just somebody text me just now going, who? And you said that just a minute ago. Look, James Ash was brought in, and a lot of people felt like was going to be a really key piece on the defensive line coming over from Florida A&M. Just never worked out.
No, it didn't. We brought in Chris Murray too. They were kind of two lower division guys that we thought maybe could help us on the edge.
I really like Chris Murray.
He had some moments late in the year, but overall, not a huge impact. And again, you look at it, there's a lot of, what do we got, like 20, almost approaching 30 guys in the portal leaving Auburn.
No, it's over 30.
It's over 30 now.
Over 30.
But half of them more than half of them made hardly any contribution at all.
I know it. Yeah. And, talking about contribution, we got on this morning. And we're talking about in the playoffs, and we're going to give our take here in a little bit, obviously, because it was a big day yesterday all the way around. But from the edge rusher position, Keldrick Fault just didn't – his numbers were just not there. I mean, you look at some of these other edge rushers, Ed Bailey for Texas Tech, you look at the kid at Miami.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, just some really top-notch – and Keldrick Fault, like by several publications, was the number one edge rusher in the country coming back. And his numbers, and again, great player, great Auburn guy. Appreciate him. Just the performance wasn't there. I don't care what you say. I mean, numbers don't lie.
No, they don't. I mean, you could, like you and Randy were talking about today, you can say, yeah, okay, well, he was double teamed, or he freed up maybe for Kieron Crawford.
And he did.
But and I don't want to discount, and certainly in this day and age, I don't want to minimize the fact that he was a great team leader. I mean, he did things the right way. He said the things that he needed to say, and it's becoming a very, very seldom thing that we see from guys. But he may be the last Auburn man. I hope not. But his attitude and the way that he conducted himself, that's something certainly to be talked about and admired. But the numbers, like you said, the numbers just simply were not there this year. He did not have the impact that we thought and were expecting him to have. And I'm not sure why that is, because, DJ Durkin being in charge, we're bringing him back because he is a really good defensive coordinator. But
right.
And Vontrell King Williams, the defensive line coach, but it just, for whatever reason, it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, and I hate that. I mean, again, it's not that he flopped. He just didn't have dynamic numbers for the number one edge rusher in the country, right? No. And again, I thought Kieron Crawford ended up being a good compliment to him on that side. I thought Kieron, and again, maybe had a better year, maybe had the sacks he had because more people were paying attention to Keldrick's side of the ball. But, again, if you're really dynamic, even if you're double teamed or whatever, like you find ways. Nick Fairley got double teamed about every play, and just he ended up bull rushing people, making plays almost all the time. So good players. And again, I'm not trying to get on here and bash. I didn't intend for us to even go down this path, but Keldrick Fault in the position he was in, you just feel like his numbers would have been better. So I'll end on that. And we'll move in another direction because Lord knows we got plenty to talk about. In this portal, there's obviously a massive need at quarterback. And I said it this morning, the eyes of everybody are on Byron Brown. And I think it is a must that Auburn and Alex Golesh get him locked down ASAP. And if they don't get him locked down, if he's wanting to peruse the market, then Auburn's going to have to jump in and get somebody that's dynamic, because right now there's not a quarterback on campus outside of the 26 kid, Reese Brush, coming in. And I don't think anybody's expecting him to come in and really even play. But we all know that this is very imperative that Auburn gets a top-ranked quarterback out of this portal.
Well, I hope Alex Golesh is a multitasker, because, you know, I mean, when Freeze came in, he was like, well, I'm just going to focus on recruiting. You know, we're going to focus on this one thing, and then we're going to, you know, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. No, you got to do about 7 things at once nowadays. And it's not just quarterback, Brett. We got a whole new offensive line.
Oh, I ain't even got to that
literally.
Yet. I ain't even got to
a whole new offense. Think about this now. Just think about this. For 2 years in a row, Auburn has finished a season and had 0 quarterbacks coming back. The quarterback room's empty.
2 years in a row.
Unbelievable. I mean, this it's crazy, but this is what you got to deal with. And you're exactly right. Now, is Byron Brown the end-all be-all? Maybe. I don't know. But like you said, if it's not him, you got to find – and it's not just him. You got to find a backup. You got to find probably 2 backups. You got to
go get 3 guys. You got to get 3 guys.
How do you convince a guy? Now, I mean, how do you convince a guy that's worth anything? I mean –
yeah. Well,
Ashton Daniels was kind of a unicorn as far as a backup is concerned. You're not going to find a guy like that.
No,
I don't think. But so you got to find
backup.
You got to find you're replacing now defense. Let's take the wins where they are. I may be jumping ahead here, but let's take the wins where they are. Xavier Atkins, Bryce Diaz, Elijah Melendez, those guys coming back. That's huge. I would love to see. I haven't seen it yet, but
Jordan Crawford coming back.
Jordan Crawford and Malik Autry coming back on the defensive line. Those are big wins for that defense. That's something you can build around. I'd love to see Eric Winters and New Boy Fagan come back. Yep. I hope they.
I think they will.
Okay,
I think they will.
Yeah, so that's that middle of that defense is still good, but back to the offense. You're replacing so much on that offense.
We don't have 5 offensive linemen left on campus right now.
Yeah. Now here's some different chatter about maybe DeAndre Carter coming back. You hearing that?
That's right. Very, very possible.
What
everybody needs to know, Andy, is just because you got in the portal doesn't mean that you can't come back.
Sure.
If there's an opportunity to come back. Now, again, these coaches, some they may go, hey, look, I get it. You got to tell me by X day if you're coming back here. Okay. Some are being told adios.
Yeah.
The ship has sailed. So, but everybody that gets in the portal doesn't leave. So, you know, that's what everybody has to understand. So that's a good example of DeAndre Carter of coming back, possibly coming back if things come, if he doesn't get the offer or whatever in the portal he thinks he should get. And other people complain about that too, Andy. They go, well, you went out there and you didn't get what you want, so you come crawling back. People got to understand that's just the way it is, man.
That's just the way it is. As many offensive linemen as we do.
That's it.
Beggars can't be choosers.
100% agree. So it sucks. Nobody likes it, but it is the way it is. So, and we'll talk a lot more about that. All right, we're just getting started here on the show. A lot more to come here on this edition of Auburn Blitz right after this. it looks like Cam Coleman's going to officially visit Texas. I also saw him tied to Miami yesterday too, because of a former teammate that's at Miami. And I mean, who knows, man? Like, I'm hearing 3 to 4 million for him right now.
Well, I mean, let him. I wish him the best.
I do too. I mean, look, go get what you got to get, man. And that's the world we live in. I don't like it, but it's not the kids' fault. They're just playing the game. And only a certain few, let's get this right, a certain few can go do this. Like, everybody that gets in the portal can't go out there and demand whatever they want. Okay?
Oh,
But Cam Coleman, when you're the number one player in the portal and there's that many suitors for you, you can go do what you want to do.
Make your demands.
So, and you know what? He is very valuable to Auburn. And several of these receivers were valuable to Auburn. But Auburn's got bigger problems than skill guys. They need to put more emphasis. I'm not saying that it's not a loss, but you can take a step back skill-wise at wide receiver to upgrade your lines of scrimmage.
Yes.
Because without the lines of scrimmage, we've already proven it don't really matter how many great 4- and 5-star receivers and running backs you have.
Take the money that we were paying all those receivers and buy an offensive line.
That's it. That's my point.
Yeah.
So, but
now I don't know how all this NIL works, but when the guys transfer out, we just assume, hey, that frees up a lot of money. I'm guessing that's
it does. No, it does. I mean, because obviously you were going to commit that money to that person.
Yeah.
Not like it just mysteriously goes away.
Wow.
So, I mean, but yeah.
How much has been paid out of that? I don't.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Well, somebody knows.
Somebody.
We don't. But again, this is a complete restructuring, rebuild, however you want to call it, of a culture, not of a roster. Now, you're doing that too now because everybody's left, plus the attrition of the guys that are out of eligibility or have graduated or whatever. Believe it or not, people still graduate. But that's what you got to deal with now. It's that this has been needed. We've all been seeing this. Auburn had been built on a house of cards. It was a house of cards. It was going to fall apart, and maybe this is the falling apart of it.
Yeah.
And then we'll make some, we'll talk about the playoffs and the commonalities of what we see in these teams. And obviously quarterback play, there's two things that's never changed in football. Winning the line of scrimmage, being physical, and having a good quarterback. There's no substitute for those.
No.
So I just Mike, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question.
What's the question?
Do players actually go to class now?
Oh.
Well, that's another thing we brought up this morning. This calendar is terrible. I mean, the portal just opened today. Well, classes start next week almost everywhere. So everybody's trying to get everything in line, and you got to pack up, move all your stuff to wherever you're going and get enrolled and be ready to go in about 4 or 5 days. Just shows you nobody cares if anybody's showing up to class or not. And if you're popping around to 4 or 5 different schools, John Calipari talked about that. So 5 seconds. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in the show today. We appreciate all of you out there joining us each and every day here on Auburn Blitz. Go out there and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done that yet. We appreciate it. Over 13,000 now and climbing, so we appreciate it very, very much. All of you out there that have found us and continue to spread the word. A lot that we're talking about this morning or this afternoon. What time is it? I don't even know. I stay in front of this computer. Yeah, midday-ish, I guess. We're going to talk more about the portal. Got some people with some questions. We're gonna get to some of that here in just a minute. But let's talk about playoffs last night. I know it's obviously Auburn wasn't sniffing playoffs, but it was a pretty big day. New Year's Day, 3 playoff games. You obviously start with Oregon and Texas Tech. Texas Tech's defense, and going back to the show me and you had Tuesday, I told you I had a feeling about Texas Tech and Ole Miss. I was wrong on Texas Tech, half wrong, because their defense played well enough to win the game. But nobody envisioned a team that averaged 42 points a game just laying an egg, man. Like, their quarterback was just totally out of it, Andy. But their defense is the real freaking deal. I felt like I was watching Auburn all over again. Just making play after play after play, keeping your team in the game, just hoping your offense can find something. And they just couldn't do it. Got shut out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you give Oregon a lot of credit. Their defense stepped up, and they had, they played them a perfect game plan, it looked like. Texas Tech could not get the ball down the field.
Good enough.
Every throw was sideways or, a 2-yard out. I mean, they could not run the ball at all. It was – I haven't – again, I could confession, I have not watched Texas Tech a whole lot this year. Watched them in a couple of games, but that was not even remotely close to what I saw. So I give Oregon a lot of credit, but like you, and something has got to be said about these, getting a bye and how it's not helping these teams.
It didn't affect one team.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that helped. I'm not sure that would have made a difference.
I don't think so. But that's another point that we've all been talking about. Now, out of 2 years of watching this, 6 teams, only one's won a game that's had a bye. The other 5 have bit the dust. Now, again, Georgia got beat. It wasn't because they came out and looked like crap and rusty and, they look like they're out of sorts. I mean, Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss beat them. He made plays to beat them. So we'll get to that game in a minute. Let's go to this Alabama game. It finally caught up to Kalen DeBoer. And somebody asked me during the game, why in the world would he make that call that early going for it? And I said, the only reason a coach would do that at that point in time of a game is that you don't have a lot of confidence in their ability to win that football game right out of the gate. When you're willing to risk field position and a big play in a game that early, tells me that you don't have a lot of confidence in the way that game's going to go, and you're trying to hang on to the football or steal a possession, and it backfired on him. And it kind of was the moment where the dam burst. The dam burst when Ty Simpson fumbled and they drove right back down the field and scored. And it kind of sent the message. And I know Ty Simpson took a bad shot. In defense of him, the whole team was on his back. And you have no running game, 0 at all. When you finally run up against a team that is as good or better than you and can scheme for you and you're one-dimensional, they're going to expose you. And it was exposed a little bit in the Oklahoma game, and Oklahoma fell on their face. But, Andy, not being able to run the football to the degree Alabama has been deficient is truly unbelievable to me.
it took all of 2 years for DeBoer to turn that Alabama team into a finesse team. And
Right.
Alabama fans keep coming up to me and saying, we got to do better on the offensive line. We got to
Right.
get better at running back. I'm telling you, it ain't the players, it's the scheme. It's
There's no
the
doubt.
it's
No
the
doubt.
cut. It's the
They've
way.
got more 4 and 5
This
stars than
is
anybody out there.
this
I mean,
is who Kalen DeBoer is. Go look at his team. I mean, everywhere he's been, they don't run the ball with any kind of physicality or anything.
no.
They are a throwing team. That's his deal. A passing offense. They pass to win the football. Now they'll run the ball occasionally, but I mean this is what finesse football looks like in the SEC.
Well, he's a 4-loss coach. I mean,
Well,
the
he hadn't been a 4-loss coach. I mean, he's been really, really good.
I'm just saying
But
that's who he is now.
yeah.
And Tubbs, I don't. I mean, maybe you get the call that early in your own territory. You get that call, and I mean, I understand what you're saying that a 4th and 2, but it's a different. I mean, to me, it's a different situation. I mean, you're doing something right out of the gate that jeopardizes really the momentum of the game. So, look, I get it. Everybody's got their own opinion, but
it was like Kirby running. Well, going back, it's like Kirby running the fake field.
well, guess what?
Fake
It ended up costing them. It really did. Not the fake punt, but the first time he went for it down there, and Ole Miss made them pay for it. It really is a difference in the game. Instead of punt, everybody's like, why didn't you punt the football and play defense?
Yeah.
And he did. So, look, I know coaches have to make calls. You're going to get blistered when they don't go your way, and you're the smartest guy in the room when it does go your way. And that's part of timing is also very critical in understanding where you are in the flow of the game. So, and you got to think that play, and if Georgia didn't have that scoop and score, and I just thought Ole Miss, and I know we're bouncing between games, but Ole Miss really controlled that. After they got down 21-12, they really kind of controlled the game, which is kind of odd because that play right before half where they didn't get out of bounds, they missed the opportunity to field goal there, and obviously that guy's the hottest guy in the building. He made 3 unreal field goals, one to win the game. But Ole Miss, I was just impressed, Andy. We'll talk about it some more when we come back. We've got break to get to here, but still some more takes on those games yesterday, and then, of course, the transfer portal and everything else we have going on here. So stay tuned. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz right after this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a very smart decision on his part. That early.
So what I watched the Stranger Things finale during the first half. What drive was it that they went for it on 4th down?
I'd have to go back and look. It was really early.
I mean, it was first quarter.
Let me look at it and see if I can go back and see when it was. Why are you watching Stranger Things when the playoffs are on?
Man, I don't watch Alabama.
Whenever.
I don't watch Alabama like y'all do.
I just watch the football games. It's not necessarily Alabama. Let's see.
I watched the second half.
When it was 24-0.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was 17-0.
17-0. Let me see here. I want to say maybe the first drive of the second quarter.
Okay. And where were they on the field?
Hold up. I don't know. I'm trying to find the. Let me look at it and see. Yeah, it was with 12:42 to go in the second quarter. I mean, it was their first drive. Second quarter, they were down. They were only down 3-0
Right.
in the game, and you're on your side. I mean, dang, dude, you're at the. Where were they at? You're on the 34-yard line, dude.
Mm.
I mean, punt the ball and play defense.
4th and 2.
4th and 1.
4th and 1. They tried to throw.
It may have been 4th and 2. It may have been 4th and 2. No, they tried to run the ball, man.
Tried to run it. Okay. Something you're clearly not good.
It's 4th and 1.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Just handed them the ball, and then I think they scored in like a couple plays, a good pass in the end zone. Go up 10-0. And so Alabama drives down, and Ty Simpson gets hit, fumbles, and then they drive down and score again, make it 17-0. So
right.
But they come out second half, get Alabama a 3-and-out. Then Indiana goes on a 10-play, 79-yard drive to go up 24-0, and that's when it was over. So. Yeah, they were playing a little bit of a chess match there where they were going to try to – I think he just talked himself into it. Said, look, he's challenging me over there. He's not moving. His defense ain't budging, but ain't nobody believe I'm going to go for this thing. I'm about to go for it. And he did it, and he got it shoved. Like, really shoved. So, I just think that swung the whole momentum right there.
Yeah.
All right, 10 seconds. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, halfway through our show. Today, we appreciate all of you that join us each and every day. And our program is brought to you by J. Smith Construction Excavation. No job is too big or too small. They do outstanding work, all site prep work. They do that for you. So call on J. Smith Construction. Call on Sensagreen for air that is cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts here in the state of Alabama. Also want to thank Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines halfway through our show. It's always fun. Look, if you lived in Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, you'd weigh 450 pounds. Because I'm telling you, their food is tremendous. And once again, they catered and helped with our Christmas. I do it every occasion. 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, just any reason to go to Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. And I keep going back because everybody goes, well, are you getting Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine again? Are we doing it for this occasion? Once you do it, you got to do it from now on.
Now it's an expectation.
Everything's disappointing. So you know about it. You know how good the food is.
Definitely. Love it. I've had several, had the ribs, had the burgers, Kaneka burgers, had steaks. It's all good. It's all well prepared. It's all cooked to perfection.
It's all top quality too. So, and they've got so much. So check them out in Auburn and in Montgomery at Pepper Tree. So, lots of great things that you can get at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. All right, Andy, going back to these playoffs, the system, everybody likes the system. I think the 12 teams. We got into it this morning about the group of 5 getting 2 spots in this thing. I mean, and I know that it's antitrust and all this kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, dude, get the 12 best teams in the playoffs. If you're a group of 5 team, Andy, there's no chance you're going to make a run through that thing and win it ever. There may be one flash in the pan, but for the most part, you're not going to go win 3 games in the playoffs against Power 5 teams. It's just not set up. So the best thing you're asking for is to get invited to the playoff and then get your brains beat out in the first round. Wouldn't you think they'd want to go do their own thing?
I would. I mean, that's the way we've been talking about, that this needs to be set up. And again, it's a totally different. I like Cinderellas in the March Madness.
I get that.
But there are no George Masons in college football that are going to make it,
Can't do it.
champion.
No.
It's just not. It's just not. It's not feasible. You can do that when you need 5 guys, but we're talking about a football team where you need 50 guys. That is just, it doesn't translate. So
No.
Absolutely, yeah, I get it right. And to be perfectly honest, the way the bye is going, I was a little bit against it, but right now I say let's go to 16. Let everybody play. There are no buys, but give them the first, give them a better first round matchup.
And I'll say this about the teams that get a bye. Don't you think they would love to have a home playoff game too?
Isn't that the reward?
I just wouldn't say it, and they have to wait a week and then they go play at a neutral site. So I just think there's some things as this thing moves along that need to be tweaked. I think we all like 12 teams, but I think it needs to be tweaked in some areas. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong there, but I just think the reward of being a top seed and a reward to your fan base is to have an opportunity to host a playoff game.
Well, I mean, if you keep it at 12, you got to have a first round bye. So, I mean, either you bump it up to 16.
I get it. I mean, you got to go to 16. Yep. Right.
But so, I mean, either that or take it back to 8.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that ain't going to happen.
No, that's definitely not going to happen. Justin, that's a good question. I wonder what the score would have been if the Boar had not worn the black hoodie. So I think the mystique of the black hoodie can be put to bed now.
Well, sure. Signetti wore a black shirt too.
Now he countered him, didn't he?
He did.
Did you see the look on his face when that guy's something else, man? He's an odd dude, but he gets it done.
You talk about confidence.
Oh, I mean, he just screams it, dude. He's shooting a bird at you across the field going, what are you going to do about it? And so Fernando Mendoza is odd. He's just different, man. But that was what makes them so unique and so good and what makes them such a fun team this year. We're up against another break for TV. This thing's flying by. So we come back. We'll talk about the matchups coming up. Obviously, we'll get back into the portal. Any portal news that you have or we have, we're going to push along to you as it happens. So make sure you go like our Instagram page. That's where we update everybody and let everybody know what's going on. But, again, you can always tune us in. And then we're going to pop in over the next couple of weeks on lives as things happen. So just kind of prepare. I guess I'll just tote my computer around with me everywhere I go. If I'm in the grocery store, I'll just go live there. So, but the next 2 weeks will be fun. for sure to see what all's going to be coming in, the new players coming in for Auburn. All right, up against another break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this. Yeah, I was just watching. I was watching a little bit of McAfee before, and then that first take, and they had Paul Feinbaum on there, and boy, he is just Alabama's just getting roasted because not because they lost, just how bad it was. Like,
oh yeah,
it just.
Well, what would you rather? Would you rather be there or get it just humiliated? I mean, it's kind of like Auburn going and playing Oklahoma. You know, that
Right.
time in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, we didn't deserve. First of all, and I said it back then, we had no business being in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, I mean,
only
we're the
reason we
only
got
one
there.
left.
Only reason we got there is because they had gone down the line.
Yeah.
So it played out the way it should have played out. We got our ass beat.
Yeah.
And because we'd had no business being there. So it's like walking in to a Taekwondo finale tournament and you ain't ever taken Taekwondo. You're probably going to get your butt beat.
Probably.
You ain't got no business being in the room. Just because you can put the dang thing, the suit on and tie a belt don't mean you're a good fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the speculation on whether Alabama should have been in or not, got put to question because.
Well, my mother asked me, would Notre Dame have fared better? And I thought,
I don't know that they would have.
I don't know if they would have, but they couldn't have fared worse.
The state of Indiana would have loved that matchup, and Indiana would have loved to whip Notre Dame's butt out there. I can promise.
No question.
I mean, talking about little brother living in a state, Notre Dame and the University of Indiana, man, it ain't even close.
No.
But this year, Alex, I don't have any updates really of merit right now other than James Ash and Tay Seymour getting in the portal. Auburn has offered defensive lineman Cody Sigler from Arkansas State. They have now offered Charlotte defensive back Dwight Boodle. So there's a couple. That's all I got to pass along right now. So we could have technically Tootle and Boodle next year on defense. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
Or Boodle and Tootle.
Yep. I don't know, Gates. I don't know if Indiana's on Notre Dame's schedule or not. I know Auburn is.
Yeah.
Coming up. Huh?
For now, unless they cancel it.
Yeah, that could be canceled. Yeah, nothing means anything other than the present.
No.
College football may be destroyed by then. I think, yep, you're right, Justin, on the Colorado State guy. Need a dynamic tight end.
Yep.
You're looking at offensive tackle Grant Segrin coming in this weekend from Oklahoma State. That's a big deal, especially what we're looking at right now.
He started out as a walk-on.
Talking about Grant Segrin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's developed into
he has
pretty dang good. Hey, guess what? Trinidad Chambliss was a no-star. Didn't even start this season. Hey, stuff happens, man. People do get better. Luke, on defense, going after both, looking for some guys that can come in and play immediately, and definitely depth. Definitely depth. Probably most important. I don't know how much time we got. I just missed. I had to turn my text on D&D because my phone's just dinging and nobody wants to hear that. So
we had 30 seconds, about 30 seconds ago.
Okay, so let's go back now. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple of segments left in the show today. If I just didn't, my phone wouldn't bing all the time, I could actually see the text messages. So I had to put it on D&D. That's my fault. All right. Portal, look, you're watching the next 48 hours. I think Auburn needs to get some pretty significant guys to go ahead and declare by Monday, and namely Byron Brown, right? I think that's a great start for this staff in this program.
Yeah, I mean, that we've, been talking about, that's the most important position. If you got a dynamic quarterback, you can see what it does for a team full of 3-star guys.
And by the way, you don't have anybody on top of it. So
yeah, when you have zero, well, you got one guy coming in, Brush.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody expects him to come in and start.
No.
But you got to go out and again, you got to find somebody to be in front of him. He can be out there by himself.
No.
So Auburn's got so many needs, and this is we've been talking about culture and changing the culture at Auburn for a while now, and two guys have come in and talking about that and trying to do it and have had zero success doing it. So, Alex Golesh, it's been torn down. You can rebuild it in your image. Now, what will this, again, it's going to be a complete rebuild with guys coming in, offensive line, defensive line, wide receivers, quarterback. What does success look like next year? What's the expectation? Who knows until we get to at least spring and see, what we've got. You think you're getting something from the portal at one point, and they may be an afterthought, and it turns out to be a really good player, or they may be somebody that you're expecting to come in and be dynamic, and they are a bust. So who knows? It is completely up in the air.
Lots of numbers. When the attrition of, had several people asking about you going after starters or depth. You're going after both. I mean, and the tampering thing and all the stuff that everybody's talking about, you almost have to tamper. You almost have you don't start the process the day the portal opens. Like, if you've got guys declaring, you've already made a chart and okay, I've got to go get X number of these guys at this position. Well, you don't just you don't open the catalog and start perusing the inventory the day the portal opens.
If you do, you're behind.
You're out of the game. So this rule about, well, you can't talk to somebody, you can't. That's the dumbest thing in the world. It's almost forcing these schools to have to go out and tamper, Andy, because if you're not, you're way behind and you're out of the game.
No question. This has been going on ever since Golesh has been hired. Every time somebody announces they're going in the portal, you're starting to look for their replacement.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you're starting to talk to their quote unquote people.
Right.
And there are discussions being had. And who is this guy? And will he fit here? And let's get him in. And I mean, you've only got now, I think, you said class. I think classes start the 7th, right?
7th, yes.
But you can only. I think the last day to sign up for classes is the 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
So you're talking about till January the 13th. That's it, really. We talked about 2 weeks. No, it's basically 11 days that Auburn's got to get this. Now, you got to talk about guys coming in. They ain't no time for visits, really.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could come down if they're close, but if you're talking about guys from
You just
across the
decisions.
country,
No, you making decisions, man, and they're
we're talking about-
transactional decisions.
Yeah.
Bottom line, Andy said, "Isn't the rosters expanding to 105?" Yes, they are. Yes, that is happening. So, but again, when you're looking at how many he's actually going to play in a year, you're looking at 30, 40 guys that you're running out there most of the time. Depending on, that's just offense, defense. I know some mix into the special teams thing, but I mean, when you start losing the key guys in depth pieces too, like right now, if you look at Auburn's depth chart, they don't even have a 2 deep at several positions on defense, especially on the defensive line. There's one guy listed, and that's it. That's a problem. That is a problem. So you better get it all together in the next 15 days because there is no second portal window anymore. That's over. So what you have at the end of this is what you have.
Now, I was listening to something earlier today, and you've got this window to get into the portal.
Yeah, to get in. Yes.
But if you
correct,
like, if
but you're in there. Once you're in there, you're in there.
Yeah, but if there's a guy that's lingering and has not found a home, like if basically you could maybe.
But here's the deal,
in the
Andy.
spring you could bring in a guy for a depth piece.
I get
just
that
for a backup,
right? But
that's gonna be crumbs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna go through a whole spring and not know who's still left in the portal. That you're gonna try to no, you don't. You cannot approach it that way.
No.
You may grab a guy down the line, but if you're not taking care of your business right now, you're gonna put yourself in a mess.
I mean, I guess there still is a second signing day.
Wait,
so
I mean,
you could bring a guy out of high school that nobody else wanted for a backup role.
Yeah, so you see what we're talking about. Is there anybody that any of quality out there that you're feeling like you're gonna feel in any of those situations? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
All right. Final segment coming up. Everybody stay tuned. One final segment coming your way on Auburn Blitz right after this. Yeah, if you're
I'll tell you when he gives him 30 seconds. He's texting me, so.
Yeah, he's texting both of us. So well, he didn't text me on that last one. So tell me 30 seconds, I'll start the clock.
All right. I just assumed you saw it. I heard the dinging for the first 30 minutes, but
right.
Well, it didn't hurt my feelings to see Alabama and Georgia lose. So.
Most, if not all, will not coach against Miami. Yahoo Sports is saying the Ole Miss assistants who signed with LSU, most, if not all, will not coach versus Miami.
Really? What about Charlie White?
That's what I'm saying. Is he going to be there to call the plays?
I mean,
that's going to be some crap, dude.
And I thought that for forever. I mean, I've kind of thought that I can even, what's his name? The head coach now at Ole Miss.
Oh, you talking about Pete Golden?
Pete Golden. I thought that he was a clown. He's not really a clown. He seems like a pretty level-headed,
right.
I mean, likable guy.
He got ran out of Tuscaloosa because they couldn't stop anybody on defense. So
they couldn't stand him, and now that would be so great. I think. I mean, at this point, I think I may be rooting for Ole Miss.
I am,
just because. I mean, just to say that Pete Golden is a national championship coach and not Lane, that'd be so funny and so bizarro. I mean, I think you said it best this morning. This is what it's come to, or this is Lane Kiffin in a nutshell. He left Ole Miss, who's about to win a national title,
to
to
go win
go
a
win a
national
national title. Yeah, I mean that you can't make that up.
You can't. And he built it. And so it really is. He did it because he left to go to LSU because historically more prestigious, historically easier to recruit to.
Yeah.
And but it's the ironic thing is he had all that at his fingertips. And there's nothing guaranteed that he's going to go to LSU and win anything. Not in the new landscape of college football, not with these new schedules.
Well, you talk about a culture change. I mean, LSU's going to have one.
And you got,
because if you want to win consistently,
and money don't necessarily just is the only answer, Andy. Look, it's all about momentum and chemistry and all that helps you win a national title. Because if it were just money, Ohio State win it every year. But they had the most highest paid roster. They lost their last 2 games. It's nothing guaranteed. They're not the hottest team in the country right now. So
yeah. Did you watch Luke last night?
I don't really watch their stuff. I hate to tell him. It's no offense to Luke, but
I like to watch
lose or not. I
like to watch the beginning and just watch Luke. All right, 30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. But is that a Lane Kiffin stab to try to tell those guys, "No, come on to LSU, you're done now"? I mean, it seems like he's always got a way of stabbing somebody. He's gonna say, "All right, everybody's cutting me to the core. I'm about to cut them back." So here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the Auburn Blitz. Just kind of in closing, looking at some of the situations and some of the things that we, were being told over here. Justin said, according to Yahoo Sports, looks like maybe now the Ole Miss coaches that are planning to are going to go to LSU are more than likely not going to coach in the next game. Now, does that include Charlie Weiss? I don't know. Very interesting. Is that a Lane Kiffin take a stab in the side to Ole Miss? I don't know. Is he telling them they can't coach to come on to LSU? We got work to do. And I get it.
What's the point of saying you can coach one game, and if you get there, of course, the games get.
But isn't that the most typical?
Then we'll take them back.
Lane Kiffin crap that would happen. And then to get on Twitter and act like you're all supportive and, hey, go win 2 more and blah, blah. But, somebody as, I guess, self-centered as him gets so caught up in what people say and think, whether he says he doesn't care or not, really does. And he's probably like, I got an idea. Watch this. I'm about to tear it down myself. If y'all hate me that bad, I'm about to tear it down. I'm not going to let any of those guys coach anymore. So I don't know. I'm just saying it just seems like that came from him, because if you had committed to stay and continue to coach, like you said, why would you leave? Why would you leave now?
Great question. And why would it not have been? I mean, it's breaking news now. This was not something that was already prearranged. Like you say, I mean, so it just makes the whole situation look that much worse.
It has your fingerprints all over it. I'm just sorry. It may not, but it may not. We'll see. We got a couple more minutes here on the show. Andy, again, anything you'd like to close with as we get off here before the weekend?
Nothing. Just that. I mean, look, I can't even begin to say how odd this is. Again, quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, wide receivers, cornerbacks. Auburn has none. I mean, you got Rayshon Pleasant, and cornerback. Maybe you looking for, a couple of guys for backup
Right.
roles, and maybe a starter, a really strong starter. But offensive line, you got no starters coming back.
Nothing.
Quarterback, you got no quarterback room. Defensive line, your defensive line either graduated, went to the NFL, or transferred. It's just, I mean, it's so odd to be in this position, but
It is.
I probably see this moving forward too.
Yeah, Mark, I'm not gonna let it blow my fuse. This sport's not gonna blow my fuse. I'm past that. It's just, man, it is just crazy the stuff that continues to happen in college athletics. It's just not the same anymore, man. It's just, and it's never going to go back to the way we always liked it, but something's got to change in this calendar, in the way things are handled, in the contracts. Got to have contract. I think it's inevitable. You have to have that. It's just a disaster, the way it is right now. And I know we got a minute and we're about to get off, but final thought there, Andy, on that.
Yeah, I hope it changes. We keep saying we keep looking for a leader. We're in the desert. We keep looking for Moses. I don't know who's he gonna be? At some point that has to happen. I know there was a bill they were talking about. I heard people talking about, this is going to change. We're going to put guardrails on this athletics. Tommy Turtle was talking about, but I ain't heard a vote on it.
No.
And I don't know if it'll ever come to a vote.
Well, let's get out for TV. Again, we appreciate everybody out there that watches each and every day. We'll be back with you on Monday for the podcast and the show. We appreciate it. For Andy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week. I'm with you. I mean, everything, it's like John Calipari said, everybody's afraid of getting sued. He's like, well, so sue me. We got to change this stuff, man. Like, we got to quit letting fear of lawsuits and everybody running to the courts not do the common sense thing anymore. And so I don't know what it takes to do that.
Two things would completely revolutionize and completely change the way that things are right now. Number one, go back to, if you transfer, you got to sit out for a year. Now, graduate transfers, I'm all for. They can go. That's fine if you graduate. But I mean, you've got one free transfer. After that, it'll cost you. You got to sit out a year. That would completely change the transfer portal. And two, get collectives out of college football. Let the NIL stuff be completely on the player and his agent. Don't have anything to do with anything.
Right.
It's all about the salary cap or the revenue sharing. That's the paying model now, and we're going to pay the players. You can divvy it up however you want to do it. We can talk about Title IX, and that, I know that's Randy's thing, and that's got to play into it at some point. But just those two things. Now that's harder said than done, but you got to pinpoint. That's a plan. Go and try to make that happen.
I totally agree. Got to figure it out, man. Nobody likes this. I mean, I think that's kind of where we are with all of it. So,
except the players, I guess.
Well, just only, like Charles Barkley said, it's only 1%. The other 99, it ain't so good for the other 99%. It's just the 1% that's able to go out and do this, but they're controlling the whole market, controlling the whole game. So, all right, brother. All good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody later. Enjoy it, everybody.
New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see y'all.